You think you're in control? You're not. You think you just checked your phone for a second. Think again. You're a pigeon in a digital box, and that feed, that's the lever.
Today, we're not just going to explain this. No, we're performing a full system audit. We're here to find out exactly how they stole your brain's brake pedal.
Let's get into it. All right, let's start with the first piece of evidence in this digital heist. Today, your thumb traveled 2.5 kilometers. And nope, that's not a metaphor. That is the actual physical distance you scrolled. To put that into perspective for you, in just 1 week, your thumb scrolls the entire height of the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building on Earth. And in a single year, you've scrolled the height of Mount Everest. I mean, wait a minute. Are you telling me my thumb is climbing Mount Everest every year? That's just insane. This isn't just mindless browsing, is it? It's a carefully engineered system of mass distraction.
Okay, I get it. That's a lot of scrolling. But if my thumb is getting an Everest-level workout, why can't I just, stop? Why is it so hard to just put the phone down?
Because the system is built on a psychological exploit, a little something discovered by B.F. Skinner back in the 1950s. He found that if you give a pigeon a food pellet, every single time it pecks a lever, it stays pretty calm. But if that pellet comes out randomly, maybe on the 3rd peck, maybe on the 20th, the pigeon becomes completely obsessive, just pecking manically. That's called variable ratio reinforcement.
Hold on a second. So you're telling me that every time I pull down to refresh my feed, I'm basically pulling the lever on a slot machine in Vegas?
Exactly. Slot machines make more money than baseball, movies, and theme parks combined. And the core addiction engine isn't the jackpot, it's the maybe. You pull the lever or you refresh your feed, not knowing if the next thing you see will be a life-changing message, a cute dog, or absolutely nothing. That uncertainty, that possibility, releases more dopamine than getting the actual reward. So we're all just pigeons in a digital casino. Okay, got it. But there has to be a point where your brain says, enough, right? Like there's a natural off switch, some kind of I'm full signal?
Well, there used to be one, but the designers deleted it. Let me tell you about the bottomless soup bowl glitch. A researcher named Brian Wansing gave people soup. Half of them got a normal bowl, the other half, though, got a bowl that was secretly refilling itself from the bottom. The folks with those bottomless bowls ate 73% more soup. But here's the crazy part. They didn't feel any more full. They never got a stopping cue.
See, before infinite scroll, the internet was made of pages. Getting to the bottom of a page was a natural stopping cue. It was a complete unit, and we humans are hardwired with something called unit bias, that deep psychological urge to finish a unit, to clean your plate. Infinite scroll is a plate that never ever ends. By deleting the page, they deleted that feeling of completion.
So even the guy who invented it admits it was a mistake? Oh yeah. Ozza Raskin designed it just to make browsing feel a little smoother. He says he was totally blind to how it would be used against people, not for them. He now estimates his invention wastes over 200,000 human lifetimes every single day.
Okay, this is officially creepy. My brain is being hacked by a bottomless digital soup bowl. But let's talk about the hardware for a second. Is this stuff actually doing physical damage? Is it really, literally shrinking my brain?
Unfortunately, yes. Welcome to Evidence File C. What you're looking at are fMRI scans from neuroimaging studies on people with problematic social media use, and they all show a really consistent pattern. Reduced gray matter volume, basically a thinning, in the prefrontal cortex. You can think of the prefrontal cortex as your brain's CEO. It handles impulse control, big decisions, delaying gratification. It's your brake pedal. And as that hardware gets corrupted, the consequences are pretty severe. Your ability to resist impulses gets weaker, you find it harder and harder to delay gratification, your focus just shatters. So it's a vicious cycle then? The more I scroll, the weaker my brain gets at telling me to stop scrolling? That's it exactly. Let me be perfectly clear about this. This isn't just a feeling. The part of your brain that is supposed to say stop is physically weakening with every single scroll. Your hardware is being corrupted. Okay, my brain's brake pedal is shot, I get it, but what about the content itself? How does the feed know exactly what to show me next to keep me hooked? I swear, sometimes it feels like it's reading my mind.
It's not magic, it's just code. The technique is called lazy loading. See, the system isn't waiting for you to scroll, it's predicting your every move.
based on your past behavior, it loads the next piece of content into a temporary cache just milliseconds before your thumb ever gets there. It's pre-feeding your brain before it can even think.
And it goes even deeper. The algorithm builds what's called a digital phenotype, a profile of your unique neurobiological and psychological triggers. It learns your patterns. The entire goal is to craft a digital drug tailored specifically to your brain's reward profile, guaranteeing a steady supply of dopamine and making it harder and harder to ever disengage.
So, I'm a dopamine-starved pigeon with a shrinking brain being fed predictive content by an AI that knows when I'm bored. Fantastic. So how do we patch this system? And don't give me some useless advice like turn off notifications or just put it down. We need hard patches, real solutions.
Agreed. The first hard patch is to engage grayscale mode on your phone. See? The colors, like that bright red on notification badges, they aren't neutral. Red is a universal alarm signal that triggers a primal, knee-jerk response in your brain. By stripping away all the color, you make the whole experience way less compelling. You kill the hit.
Next, you have to reintroduce the one thing the designers took out: friction. You need to build in intentional pauses that give your prefrontal cortex a fighting chance. Set hard app timers to break the loop. Create phone-free zones. Research shows even having a phone turned off nearby reduces your cognitive capacity. Log out of your apps after each use. Just the simple act of typing a password creates a crucial pause. And use the clunky browser versions instead of those hyper-optimized apps.
So the crucial point is this. The goal here isn't total abstinence. It's about restoring agency. It's about moving from mindless consumption to intentional use. The system is designed to keep you inside this loop forever. But now you've seen the code. You know the exploit. The only question left is, will you override it? It's time to take back control.